Hello there, amazing people. All right, we have a question on the screen right now we want to do justice to real quickly. Question starts off by saying nickel 2 sulfate crystals can be made from an insoluble base and sulfuric acid. Okay, so we have an acid and we have a base. Okay, heads up about the base is that it is insoluble. First things first, name the insoluble base that can be used to make nickel 2 sulfate. Okay, that base is called nickel oxide and it has the formula NiO. Okay, it's an insoluble base that is reacted with sulfuric acid H₂SO₄ to form nickel 2 sulfate crystals. Okay, so whenever an acid and a base react, they form salt and they form water, and that reaction is called a neutralization reaction. So first question is the insoluble base is called nickel oxide, NiO. So next question says write a simple balanced equation, symbol equation, including the state symbols to show the reaction. So we have nickel oxide NiO, which is the base, reacting with the acid H₂SO₄. Now remember, this base is insoluble, so that means it will be in the solid state of matter, and then this is in the aqueous state of matter, okay, because it's dilute acid. So what is it going to form? It's going to form salt and it's going to form water. How will the salts be formed? First of all, let's write the formula for water, which is H₂O, and this is going to be in the liquid form, obviously. So now we have nickel, which is the metal, coming to displace hydrogen over here. Hydrogen goes to meet oxygen and they form water, which is H₂O over here. So now we have nickel joining itself with sulfate, NiSO₄. This is going to be in the aqueous form of matter. So this is the full equation: nickel oxide plus H₂SO₄, giving us water H₂O in the liquid state of matter, and nickel sulfate NiSO₄, aqueous. I trust you got value for this. So now let's move on to the next question. The next question says state what type of reaction is shown in part 2. Now the reaction involved two types of substances. One was an acid, which was sulfuric acid H₂SO₄, and the other one was a base, that was nickel oxide. So whenever an acid and a base react, it is called a neutralization reaction. A neutralization reaction is the reaction that occurs between an acid and a base. It forms two products, salt and water. So ahead to the next question. The next question says describe how you would obtain crystals of nickel 2 sulfate from the reaction in part 2 that we just dealt with. So we have nickel oxide, which is the base, plus the acid H₂SO₄, giving us water and salt, nickel sulfate. So the first thing to do will be to add excess nickel oxide, as we have over here, to dilute sulfuric acid and stir gently. This is the sulfuric acid, so that all the acids can react. Now, since we're adding excess nickel oxide, it means that there will be some part of the nickel oxide that will be unreacted. That will be the solid residue. So the next thing to do will be to evaporate the filtrate, that is the nickel 2 sulfate solution, gently until it becomes concentrated. Then we'll leave the solution to cool. While it cools, we'll have nickel 2 sulfate crystals forming. Okay, and then finally we'll filter, wash, and we dry the crystals. I trust you got value for this video. If you did, please like, share to as many as you feel will get value from it, and subscribe to get more content from me.